smart. I was the dumbest guy. Would have made it funny, but we'd start. They were drinking, you know. So we did it all in one day. So the first show was pretty good. The second one, and by the time the fourth one, we're all shit-faced. You know, I mean, if you watch them, it's why and the third one, Jeannie is just kind of stumbling and la 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 la. But there was the best time, the best people, and it didn't have to be smart. I was really did very well because I was the dumbest one there, and so it was a great time, great time.
Well, we know where we stand, huh, Larry?
Yeah. You know where you sit, actually.
Get him a bottle of booze, he'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that's right.
Next. Hi, this question is for Miss Eden. I recently saw you, either on TV or on YouTube, I can't remember, singing a song back in the 60s, the Spinning Wheel song, and saw your reaction, I think, on Good Day America or whatever it was. Have you any plans on doing any type of albums or hits or anything like that in the future?
No. No, I'll tell you, I loved it while I was singing. I loved appearing in Vegas, and in fact I was here in Atlanta at the Fairmont twice, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the audience, but I much prefer to work with a group. I like to be in a play with people, or in a TV series, or interacting with my fellow actors. It's very lonely going by yourself. It really is.
Do you remember, I just remembered you sang on my show. I did a show called Bill Daly's Hocus Pocus, and you sang with the frog, and I played the frog. Do you remember that?
It isn't easy being green.
Yeah, she sang that, and I did the little frog thing. I'm surprised I wasn't sued, because I found that frog downstairs in a little store. And boy, we could have been sued. We did that. Boy, you did a beautiful job.
You could have been sued.
Yeah, I got that in the gift shop. That was incredible. You were wonderful on that, by the way.
Hi, I just want to, I have two comments. One is that I have very distinct memories of being a child and sitting on my stairs and wanting to be Jeannie so bad, doing this, and wanting to see if it would work or not, trying to get my hair up like yours. And also, I've been to Cocoa Beach a couple years ago, and it was nothing like it was on the show.
Well, some of it is. I mean, all the rockets and the handsome guys walking around.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm from Cocoa Beach. Good morning, guys. Thank you for coming to see me.
Good morning.
Mr. Hagman, I have to ask the question every guy has been wondering since the show was on here for the first time.
No, we never did.
That is one of the world's great beauties to your left. And what in hell is wrong with Major Nelson?
But actually, we had an affair, so that worked out quite well. We didn't have to go there.
Every time I did a show and she was trying to get me in the sack, and I'd say, no, I'm an astronaut. My career, I didn't know what the hell I was saying. I just said it, you know. It just didn't make any sense to me either. And then when they got us married, that was the end of the show. It crashed and burned, you know.
I was not trying to get you in the sack. I loved you. That's all. I just loved you.
Isn't that sweet?
That was the end of my life when I got married. Oh.
This is from Miss Eden. I'm just bringing a hello from an old friend of yours, Cheryl Warnoff. She was your dresser on Woman of the Year.
Right. Oh my goodness.
From a long time ago.
Yes. That would. Please give her my best.
I will.
That's when oh my goodness. Yes. I don't know if anybody's interested in this, but we were appearing on stage in Woman of the Year, and I was wearing 4-inch heels, and we were in the round. And and Larry will know this, after the end of the first act, there's a very quick change. You run down I had to hop off the stage, run up this aisle, change my clothes, come back, and sing a song, which was before the break. And in the round, when the lights go out, you can see nothing. It's pitch black. And usually there's someone there with a little flashlight to show you where the aisle is, and so you're okay. So I hopped off the stage, I went down into blackness, and I couldn't tell where the grade of the aisle went up. So I fell, and boy, I broke 3 ribs. Oh, yeah. Oh, so say hello to Cheryl. She'll remember that.
I have a question. Barbara, you did Harper Valley PTA. How did you like being Miss Harper?
I love being Stella Johnson. She got away with murder. It was kind of like being the bad Jeannie, but she was good, you know?
So I'm sure most of us, after watching the reunion specials on the talk shows and seeing the different appearances y'all have made, have heard a lot of the stories about funny hijinks on the set, like Barbara being trapped inside the giant perfume bottle and made to think she was being left there, and the lion roaring and scaring everyone away. Is there any stories that you can think of that you haven't maybe mentioned yet? Well, ones that you can mention, you know, that you haven't talked about yet.
Actually, I have one. I don't know if you
Go ahead, I don't have any.
Larry.
Go for it.
But the first 13 shows we did, I was pregnant. And I was very pregnant. That little basketball. And we had a director named G. Nelson. And I came to work and I looked and there was this red bathing suit on my closet door. And I called Joey, the wardrobe person. I said, Joey, I can't wear that. And she said, why not? I said, because I'm pregnant. I can't wear that. So she ran out and told Gene that it was impossible. I couldn't wear it. He came back and said, oh, you don't have, you're not a star. You don't have temperament. What's with this? I said, Gene, I'm pregnant. I can't wear that bathing suit. He said, put it on, I'll look at it. I put the bathing suit on, bright red. I put the robe on, he came over to the dressing room and I went, ta-da! And he looked at me and went, oh, yeah. And he turned around, walked away. I mean, like I was ugly. I was.
I'm glad we got rid of him. Oh. Well, Larry got rid of him, actually. I wasn't a star. I was nothing. I got rid of myself, so that's...
Good morning, thank you for coming. I had read several things about your costume, Miss Eden, at the time, and I'm curious, for all 3 of you, what was your initial reaction to the Jeannie costume?
I liked it.
Wow! No belly button or belly button, it didn't matter. It, wow, and it still looks wonderful on her.
You all 3 have talked about what a pleasure it was to work with Hayden Rorke. Could you each share a story or a memory you have of him?
Yeah, I was having, Billy and I kind of got together on some of the scripts, and we, in the first couple of years, every 4th script was exactly like the first script, you know. It had a lot of repetition to it, and we started complaining about it and so forth, and I don't know where I'm going with this story, as a matter of fact. Do you, Mel?
Yeah, you were telling how great Hayden was.
Oh, yeah, Hayden. And so I was having some problems. Senior moment. So they were kind of riding me on that. They were giving me a lot of, they were going to the networks and asking to get rid of me and so forth. And he said, listen, Larry, just do the job, complain, but always show up for work and, you know, just do it. And he was the kind of the rock of the whole show. He'd been around, he'd toured with Lucille Ball and done a ton of shows, and he really knew what he was doing. And I agreed with him finally, and he was a great inspiration for me, and a wonderful guy, and a wonderful comedian. I mean, he got more laughs in the show than I did, certainly, you know.
Wonderful human being. He was the strength of the show. I'm telling you, the nicest man I ever met, and boy, do I miss him.
Yeah, we miss him.
Hayden was a heart. He was just a gentleman. I remember going to parties at his house, and it was the first time I'd ever seen the candles in little paper bags, you know, as you walked up to the doorway. I'd never seen that before. It was, he did things so beautifully, but he was just a walking, warm heart. I loved him.
wish he was here with us, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, Larry, I want to touch on something. I think Friday somebody mentioned failsafe that you did, and I just recently saw it again after a few years and a lot more knowledge about the way the world works. And it's amazing how different it is when you look at it with that perspective. I mean, your performance in that, the tension that is on your face as you're trying to relate what the Russians are saying to the president, I just got to tell you, it's unbelievable. It was very, very well done.
Thank you, thank you. I was doing a play in New York City, and Sidney Lumet came backstage and handed me a book. And he was the director of the show, and he says, Larry, read this book and let me know if you want to play the part of Buck. I said, really? And I read the book overnight, and I called him the next day, and I said, I'd love to do it. And that's how I got the part. They never auditioned me or anything. He just said, here it is. That's never happened again.
If anybody hasn't seen it, that's just a really, really riveting movie. Just a lot of tension and really, really, really good movie.
Yeah, it was.
Anybody?
Yes, I wondered if you could